All right, welcome. Now I'm so happy today because we have the classic man in the building. I'm talking about no other person but Jidenna Theodore Mobison.
Yeah, you said my middle name. That's
Yes,
beautiful.
I did. So tell us about your name, Jidenna.
Yeah, in fact, my full name is Jidenna DK Theodore Mobison. Jidenna means embracing the Father, holding the Father, which is, when my father passed 5 years ago, I knew that after that I would make sure that I was embracing the best elements of him. Of course, since he and I were Nigerian, I had to bring that out in the fashion and whatnot.
Wow, beautiful. So how long have you been in America?
Oh, well over a decade.
And I heard you've been in Nigeria like 5 years ago.
Yeah. The last time I was in Lagos was 5 years ago. To bury my father in the East. But it's crazy seeing the developments. Like if you leave for like more than a year, everything will change. I even remember like 10 years ago when we are fashion there, but what's new thing. So people would go to the mall just to look around like this. And now there's so many malls and so many things to do. So it's great to see the progress every year.
So let's talk about the music industry. What do you think about the Nigerian music industry?
Oh, it's the best it's been.
Wow.
Ever. And I say that because it's not about just Nigeria. Look at Africa, look at the Caribbean in the last few years, and them embracing Nigerian music, Nollywood, and then the UK, and then even the US. Fela died and he wasn't embraced in the US, Bob Marley died and Black people in the U.S. didn't embrace him really until around his death and afterwards. So to have living legends and the pioneers to me who are really building that bridge, like the Wizkids, the Davidos, the Tiwa Savages out there, it's a big deal, Beautiful.
And in your own opinion, you think we're meeting up to international standards in terms of our...
Hey, well, beyond international standards, they should be meeting up with us. That's yeah, absolutely. I think I was talking with Tiwa actually yesterday at the VMAs, and all we were talking about while we were watching all the artists was how Nigerian artists and our contemporaries can penetrate the market. So I think the standards are there. I think there's some things that we can do, and I'm learning even myself how to make your music digestible, because that's the whole point. You want to communicate, not just to your bedroom, not just to your neighborhood, not just to your city or your country, but the world.
So we're looking forward to having the collabo with you as in a Nigerian artist.
Yeah, of course. I have some things in the works.
Wow.
Works. It's just a matter of time. I'm definitely a guy that likes to. I go at whatever my pace is.
So tell us about your favorite Nigerian artist.
My favorite one?
Yeah.
Dead or alive?
Dead, alive, old, new.
Let me go old because I've been talking about the new cats.
Okay.
For me, I grew up on a couple of high life musicians like Celestine Uku, Sunny Ade, who I met his wife last night,
Wow.
which was amazing. These are the people, Cardinal, Rex Lawson. There's people that most people my age don't even know. But these are the artists that influenced me the most, because when I was a child, that's what I grew up listening to.
them.
Yeah. When my dad was drinking stuff, it was these artists were that's what was happening.
So the new generation artists, you have favorites?
I don't have one favorite. I named a few that I love.
All of them.
One guy I think is underrated though is Burna Boy.
Burna Boy is underrated.
Yeah,
Why do you feel it's underrated? Let's talk about that.
I'd just like to see him really cross over to the U.S. and to the world. I just think his character is funny, man. He's a funny character, and I really like his style, and his sound is different, man. It has a flavor that I like.
Okay, so one of your music that we love in Nigeria is Classic Man.
Is that right?
Yes, I do love Classic Man.
Okay.
So tell us, what do you think defines a classic man?
Why don't you tell me what you
No,
think?
I want you to tell me, because you say
Yeah.
you're a classic man, so we need to find out that.
I think it's just character.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think it's fashion.
Okay, not fashion?
No, I don't think it's fashion that defines it. Fashion is an extension of the character. But I could be wearing a t-shirt and a small hat or some tennis shoes, some sneakers, and I'm still classic. I'm still a classic man. But everybody takes it as fashion. I don't think it starts there. It can extend there, but it's about your dignity, how you carry yourself.
So I know you've interacted with a lot of Nigerian men. Are they classic?
I mean, depends on the guy, and I don't think I'm the guy that can certify whether or not you're classic.
Okay.
You tell yourself in the mirror whether or not you're classic. I have nothing to do with it.
So let's talk about your style of music and also your dress sense. When did you decide to start mixing Ankara and then English together? And why?
Actually, when my father passed, that was a turning point for me. I mean, Ankara is like, since I was a child. But even as I saw Lagos, the fashion go away from Ankara, I wanted to embrace those elements I saw my dad wearing. He used to wear suits. He also would wear like traditional clothes. So I wanted to blend that in my music and the style. And of course, my mom's American, and her ancestors are from Scotland, Ireland, Germany. So it was like, okay, let me blend the European styles and the African styles, put them together, mash them up, and here we are.
Wow. So the last time you talked about, I know it was trending, you talked about having a lot of bodyguards with you because
Oh
of
yeah,
the race.
military commandos, AK-47.
Did you come with them? Did you come with them?
I came with tanks this time. In fact, I have helicopters outside.
Oh no, please.
Yeah, watch out. If anybody moves, don't move.
Do you still have the same idea and opinion about Nigeria?
Mopo is a natural thing. What was the same idea? It's just because I'm talking with some American guy who doesn't know the phrase Mopo. And I'm using American sarcasm to talk to the guy. So I'm not going to explain to him what it is, but do I have the same idea?
Yes,
of course, I live like that. I mean, here's the thing. When I was a child, my family was robbed, we were kidnapped. I was shot in my foot.
Wow.
So
how old are you then?
I was 5. Wow. So I was 5 or 6. So when you're a young child and that's what you go through, you're going to it's gonna change you and change how you look at everything. So when I was referring to the burial of my father, it was also just acknowledging that there are times and there are places in any country that have different things that happen. So if the kidnapping rate is going up in a certain area while you're trying to bury your dad, you're gonna move in a certain way. It's just natural. There's nothing else. So of course, I don't take back anything I said. But I will say that when you're speaking in the U.S., you use the term light skin interchangeably with being biracial or mixed or even foreign sometimes. But in Nigeria, it's a different thing. Like, you can be light-skinned Igbo but not have a white American mom. So I think there was a miscommunication in me addressing this, an American guy who's unfamiliar with a lot of our culture versus the entire world and the Nigerian audience. But yeah, of course, I would say, tell the story to a Nigerian person is very different than this guy.
All right, so lastly, but you're going to sing for us. Definitely, you have to. But lastly, what do you think can be done?
Are you paying me? She's trying, where's my gifts?
Don't worry, Jidenna. We will give you, don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
We will. But lastly, what do you think can be done to actually reduce the rate of kidnapping in Nigeria?
What have we done, you said?
What can be done, yes.
Hey, that's a political question. That's
Yeah,
you want me? I'll go meet with the Oba and the Igwes. I'll come back to you. I mean, look, there's a lot going on.
Okay.
I would say that we know what has to be done. We live. I'll be very honest. We live in a middleman country. You know what that means? That means that everybody gets broken off on the top. And I'm not gonna go too deep, but everybody knows what it is. If we change, it starts with the top. It goes from top down. We have to build our infrastructure. That's why when I come to Lagos, I'm excited to see the infrastructure developing so much. The more we do that, the more we increase certain things, like just basic things like tourism. Then more people will want to come with that infrastructure, with our roads nice, and with our buildings developed, and us just living a quality life the way we know we deserve it. When people live like that, when we have people coming in just to see Lagos, just because they're excited, or going to even Enugu, going to Patako, or going to Abuja just to see the land. I think that then we'll live. It will force us to to build the culture that we know is beautiful and is us. I think that all that I think will change some of the darker sides of what we have going on, the kidnapping and different things like armed robberies. But every country has something, and to be a patriot of a country means that you even highlight the things that you need to change. In America, I'm talking about police murders and police brutality. Doesn't mean I don't love America. It means that I want us to bring some of that darkness that lives in the U.S. and bring the light out of it.
Thank you so much, Jidenna. We look forward to seeing your collabo with the Nigerian artist.
Yeah.
To enjoy more of these our Ogbonge videos when you just watch, press this button to subscribe on top of our YouTube page. You go love her.